Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin Ashrafil Mursaleen wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Okay, so today we are going to do the passive voice verb. Okay, the passive voice verb. And voice is an English term. It's not in the Arabic term. Yes, it's not in the Arabic term. We use mabni instead, mabni being the form of majhul, yeah, the passive form. Okay, so we started last week actually on this first slide. So I'm going to go over it again to show the different examples of sentences where we have action in it, yeah, where we have fi'ils. And I started off with a definition of the doer, the fa'il, yeah, the fa'il. I said something like this. I said it is an isim that comes after what I call a complete fi'il. Yeah, it's a complete fi'il. Tam means complete. It is not nakisa. Nakisa means incomplete. Yeah, and it's a fi'il that is sound in its form, meaning that uh, in the huwa form, I'm talking about the past tense huwa when we talk about salim. Yeah, so it's not something that has been made, what we see here as majhul. This is the term that we're going to learn today. So what do I mean by majhul? Yeah. So first, it is an isim, then it comes after a fi'il that is complete. Yes. And it is a fi'il that is not majhul. Yes. This is basically what it is saying. So then I had a whole list of actions. I had a whole list of actions here. And we know that fa'ils are generally rafa or fi mahali rafa or marfu. Yeah, these are the conditions of being a fa'il. So when you look at a sentence, you see something rafa, there's a possibility that this is a fa'il. Another rafa, another possibility, yes? So all these are rafa. But not all of these here are fa'ils. Okay, not all of these here are fa'ils. Sister Vinita, can you give me a translation for all of these? Can you try and translate all of these?
Okay, sister, I'll try, inshallah.
Okay.
Bismillah. Ja'a Zaidun means Zaid came.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Uh, then Zaidun, Zaidun yal'abu,
That's Abu means to play. Yeah.
to play.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here Zaidun is Mubtada,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and
Yes.
yal'abu is Khabar.
Yes. In the
So here,
form of a jumlah fi'l. Yeah. Yes.
Jumla,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, in the form of Jumla Filia, yes.
Yeah.
So Zaidun yal'abu means Zaid is playing.
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
And
Okay.
kana.
Kana Zaidun Kariman.
Mm,
Kana is fail nakis.
mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And Zaidun is it's ism,
Yes, it is.
right? So Karimun means dignified,
Generous. Can.
generous.
Okay.
Okay. So Zaidun was generous.
Okay. Yes. Correct.
Okay.
And
Mata. Mata is Istifamia word. Ism Istifamia.
oh no, it's
No.
actually a past tense.
Past tense.
Mm.
Okay.
It comes from the
Mata.
word maut.
Okay, okay, okay. 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 So Mata is fail Madi
Uh-huh.
and Zaidun will be a file.
Mm-hmm.
So Mata is fail and we have Zahir file.
Mm-hmm.
So Zaid died.
Yes, Zaid died.
Okay.
And
Okay.
the next.
Lam. Then Lam is harfe jazima. Harf
Mm-hmm.
jazim.
Yes, that's
Harf
right.
jazim.
And it also pushes your present tense
To
to
the past one,
yes,
past tense,
yeah,
right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So lam, that means did not, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yazhab. So it at the moment it is mudare majzoom. right?
Mm-hmm.
So yazhab will be mudari majzoom. Talibu is ism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, it's an
Ilal,
ism.
yeah. Ilal bayti, towards her. So this is jar majroor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
lam, so lam yazhab means talibs, like student, did not go towards the house.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Talib did not go towards the house.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Al-Bait is also another way of the Arabs sometimes call that as home. Yes, home.
Home.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Uh,
The next
Gharaba.
one. Gharabat is like when you go into the sunset. Yeah, gharab. That's when you
Okay.
have Maghrib. Yeah.
From Ghurub. Yeah.
Mm,
Okay. Yeah. Gharaba. So this is again past tense feminine. Yeah.
yes,
Because
because of
Shams is
Shams.
because of
Yes.
Shams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fakana. Um, Fakana Zalamu.
Mm-hmm. So,
Zalamu is this darkness, right?
yes.
From Zul. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when sunset, then it's dark, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
It
that's
became dark.
close. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
If it became
Kutiba,
God, it would have been Fa'asbaha. Yeah. This is
yeah,
Kana. So this is, it was dark.
it was dark.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, was
Yeah.
dark because Kana.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Kutiba is passive,
Mm-hmm.
passive past, which is mabni majhul, madi mabni lil majhul.
Yeah.
Kutiba darasu. Um, darasa is study. Yeah? Kutiba darasa. Darasa,
It, yeah, it's also to write. Yes.
yeah.
Dars is the lesson.
Okay.
Yes.
So
But
he wrote a lesson.
yes, that's right. Or the lesson was written
Oh,
because
the,
this
the
is,
lesson
yeah,
was,
yeah, because
yeah.
it's passive. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is
so
passive.
Darasu will be naibul file. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Alhamdulillah. Okay,
Alhamdulillah.
that's close. Okay.
Alhamdulillah.
There's that so basically out of the whole list that you see here, yes, three are not files. Yeah, three are not files. Um, Sister Nazma, can you tell me which three are not files? Sister Benita did it quite quickly just now, so you may not have caught that. So which are the three?
Ad-darasu is not fa'il.
Okay, this is naibul fa'il. Yes. What else?
Mata the kana one. Zaidun in the kana.
Yes, because this is isim kana. Yeah. What
Okay.
else?
Um, the at-talibu.
No, a talibu is fa'il, even
Yes, I
though
have
he
a.
didn't do something. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
not doing that thing is also an action. So this
Mm-hmm.
is still a fa'il.
Okay. Correct.
Earlier on, it was earlier on.
Mm. Yeah.
Zaid came.
Mm.
Zaid is playing.
Is it if it's in present tense? It's not fa'il, is it?
What is this then? We saw this as isim kana. This
Mm-hmm.
as naibul fa'il.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right, it's in this sentence, but what is this now? Zaidun. Yal'abu. Zaid is
He
playing.
yeah, Zai is playing, so he is the doer, right?
Oh, well, it's one of the sentences with the word is in it. So it's a jumlah.
Mm-hmm. Ismi,
Yes, it's a jumlah
yeah,
ismiyah.
ismiyah.
So
Yeah,
what would Zaidun be then?
mubtada just now. Sister
Yes,
said.
that's right. Yes, so right.
Yeah, yeah,
So
okay.
so these are the three. Yeah, these are the three.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Okay.
these are the three that are not fa'il. Question. We saw kana. We said this is isim kana. And this is haba kana. So why isn't this isim kana? Brother Hazim, do you know the answer to this?
No, I'm about to ask the same question.
Oh, okay, the same question. All right. So it's very important to understand sometimes what we see as nakis can be seen as a complete fi'l. Okay, that's why I added this example. So there are two things that you must have for a fi'l to be complete. Two things, just two things. Remember this. One, something that happened. Yes, hadasa, something took place. They call it hadasa, an event, hadasun. Yeah? Depends on whether you're taking the verb or you're taking the masdar. And the element of time. Yeah, element of time. So something must have happened and there must be time. This has to be present. Both of these have to be present for it to become tam. Okay. So why we always say kana, for example, is nakis, is because there no event has happened in this case. Yeah, Zaid is generous. Nothing happened. He is generous. Yeah, so you see, there's no action involved there. When there is no action involved, theoretically, there is no doer. And when there's no doer, then it's an incomplete fi'il. Yeah, it is an incomplete fi'il, nakis. Now, in this case, however, see both of these? You can see this is quite clear. There is a doer, Shams. Yeah, it went down. It's the sunset. Yeah, but fakana zalamu, maybe you think, isn't that just like that? Isn't that? You know, because fa we translate it as then it is dark. Yeah, or then it was dark, because it's past tense. Then it was dark. Yeah, the sun set, then it was dark. So you might argue that there is no event here. Yeah, there is no event here, but there is an event because it became dark. Yes, so that's why this is considered still as tam, because something happened. The darkness itself was the doer. Yeah, it became dark. Yeah, it is dark now. Then it was dark. Yeah, when the sun set, now it was dark. Just like when you say kun, fayakun. Yeah, when we say kun fayakun, this is from the Quran. Kun fayakun. Which one is tam, do you think? And which one is nakis? Kun fayakun.
Like kun is command, right?
Yes, it's a command.
So, so here the action is taking place, right?
Yes, correct. So that question was actually a trick question.
Yeah.
Both both kun and both fayakun are both tam. They're both complete.
Both
Yes,
are, yes.
because something actually happened. Whereas in this case, it's just a state of being. Zaid is generous. Yeah, he
Yeah.
wasn't doing anything. On the other hand, however, although Zaid didn't do anything here, he died. Yeah. So death came and he became dead. Okay, so this is still considered an action. Yeah? And like I said, even though, yes,
I was just going to ask about azalamu. Why? What's the significance of al there?
al-zalam is just to say the night. Yeah, that's all. The
The-
darkness, sorry. Sorry, the darkness. Yeah, the darkness.
Doesn't it make it an isim and not an action?
Yeah, it is not, this is a fa'il, not a fi'il. This is the fa'il. So it is an
Fa'il.
isim. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the fa'il is an isim. Yeah, Just like Zaid
Okay.
is an isim.
Mhm.
So al-zalamu with alif lam, yes, it is ma'rifah, and it is an
Mhm.
isim, and an isim is a fa'il because fa'il has to be an isim. We said here, fa'il
Mhm.
is an isim. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So sister, in
Okay.
this case,
Mhm,
the second last case, the
mhm.
Zalimu, Zalimu will not be the ism of Kana, you saying?
No, it is not ism kana. It is actually fa'il of
It's
kana.
a it's a file of Kana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so both of them are fa'ils. This one is fa'il of qarabat. This is
Mhm.
fa'il of kana. Yeah. The action of becoming dark.
Okay. So that means, but fail. So why we have learned that fail and akis, Kana is fail and akis. But in this case, we are learning the exception, yeah, that there is also possible that
It is
Kana
tam.
doesn't have
Yeah,
ism Kana, rather it has
of
file.
fa'il. Yes. So this
So it's
is something
exception?
new. Yes, it's not
Yes, very
exception.
new. Very new. Because whenever it is Kana Laisa, we are just looking for Ism Kana, Ism Laisa, yeah. But this is,
You,
mashallah, every time there is something new. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
So every
So
rule has an exception established.
yes. Actually, this is more of an extension. Yes, this is more
Yes, right,
extension.
right.
Yeah.
So if we see a file after Kana, then we are saying that the
You
file
have
following is the file, not the Ism Kana.
not
Okay.
necessarily. Yes, you have to
Yeah.
see the context. Like in this case, it is Rafa. Yes, but
Yeah.
this is in this case it is isim.
Yeah,
Sorry,
because
isim.
not, yeah, because it's not ism file, it's not ism file, rather it's just ism.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
whereas in other case it's ism file. So ism file, yeah, okay.
Um,
Maybe slowly. Sure.
Most slowly, yeah. But remember, isim fa'il is a soft term. Yes, it's a
Yes.
soft. So
Yes.
don't get that too mixed up. Yeah,
Okay, okay. Yes. So
okay.
with the context we will learn, yeah.
Inshallah.
We'll
That matter. And keep a lookout when you read the Quran. Yeah, when you see these things, you just double check: is this a fa'il or is this the isim kana? Yeah, something like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Then you'll get the hang of it, inshallah.
Okay, sister.
So now, what does this mean? Yeah, what does this mean? فعل مبني للمجهول. Now, an action has occurred, but its doer was not named. Yeah, so this is what it says in Arabic. Malam yusamma fa'ilahu. Fa'ilahu. Yeah, so the doer was not named. Yes, so this is another past tense, but we were looking at the mudari. This is what lam does. We know this. Yeah, it's a jazim, it's jazima, and then it pushes things to the past. And why is it yusamma? Because it's lightest. Yes, it's lightest, and this is majhul. Yusamma is majhul. So that's why if this had been the normal mudari, yeah, what would have this been? This is majhul. What would the normal mudari be? For huwa. Brother Hazib, do you know this? Brother, yeah, Brother Hazib.
Yusimma?
Remember, it's okay. Yusimma, but how would yusimma? No, I don't think it's
Yusimmu.
yusimmi. Yeah, yusimmi, because there is a ya. There
Oh,
is a ya here. Yeah, the root letters are actually sim, mim, ya. Yeah.
okay.
So this is actually use as you say yusimmi. You Yusimmiyu, actually, let's put it that way, like better, easier to understand. Okay? Yusammiyu, yeah? Yusammiyu, that's the original one. And then we will learn in a few slides down how this became majhul, yeah? And when you drop the ya, you maintain the harakah of the letter before that, but the ya disappears, yeah? It's not actually a ya when it is majhul. The ya actually becomes an alif. Yeah, it is actually yusamma. The ya actually becomes an alif maksura, and that is what you drop, and then it becomes yusamma. But the how to say, the ma'lum is the opposite of majhul. It would have been yusammi you. Yeah, yusammi you. Now, both the mudari and madi can become passive. Okay, both madi and mudari. However, only transitive sentences can be made passive. Okay, another new word here in English, transitive. So what is transitive in Arabic? Muta'addi. Yeah, muta'addi. And what do we mean by transitive muta'addi? When you have the sentence, a jumla fi'liya or jumla ismiya with a verb in it, yeah, you need a maf'ul bihi to make that sentence complete. Without the maf'ul bihi, the sentence can sometimes be complete. Like say, we can create, she is cooking. Yeah, it still makes sense, right? But most of the time, it will be hanging. Yeah, it will be hanging. Like he crushed. He crushed what? You know, we were asking, what did he crush? You know, so it's a sentence that needs a maf'ul bihi to be complete most of the time. Yeah, most of the time. Intransitive sentences, on the other hand, cannot be made passive. Yeah? So it's important for it to be able to take a maf'ul bihi for it to become passive. Why? We'll see in a while. If it's intransitive, then you cannot make it passive. Yeah, it's like this. The baby is crying. Intransitive here, we call it lazim. Transitive, muta'addi. Yeah, the baby is crying. Yeah, we cannot say the baby was cried. No, somebody made the baby cry. Yeah, the sick dog died. Yeah? We can't say the sick dog was died. Things like that. Yeah, so this is lazim. This is muta'addi. Yeah, muta'addi. One needs maf'ul bihi. The other one does not need maf'ul bihi. It stands by itself. Yeah. So this is just me adding ma'lum. Ma'lum, you know, comes from the root letters ain, lam, and mim, which means to know something, to be knowledgeable, and things like that. Yeah. Your mu'allim is a knowledgeable person. So this is the doer that is known. So majhul is, of course, doer that's not known. Yeah. So we see this in Hans work. Jim Harlam, yeah, it means to be ignorant, not to know. So majhul is something unknown. So the doer is not known. Okay. And there are reasons for this. Okay. So for a jumla fi'iliyah to be passive, you have two core components. Just like any normal jumla fi'iliyah, you have to have the fi'il. But in the case of passive, you have to have the nab'ibul fa'il. Yeah. Now, usually passive sentences do not contain maf'ul bihi because the done to is now known as naibul fa'il. So now you know why the jumla fi'iliyah must be transitive. If it is not transitive, then it cannot have a naibul fa'il. When it cannot have a naibul fa'il, then you can't have the sentence because the naibul fa'il is a core component. It must be there. Yeah? So you got that? If the inside pronoun is huwa here, this is just like our normal jumla fi'iliyah, yeah, the active one. There can be what we call an outside done to. Not an outside doer, but an outside done to. Yeah. So if there is one, it will be the first rafa after the fi'il. Yeah, so the same thing, same rules. Otherwise, you don't need to have to look for an outside done to. Yeah. If it's not huwa here, you don't need to look for that. Then one more point I would like you to remember, because this will help you when we do make a fi'il passive, is that we need to know how the original fi'il in its huwa form looks like. Yeah, because this will help us make a fi'il passive. Okay, let's go on. We said here again, intransitive, lazim. So meaning we cannot make this passive. Yes, remember that, because it cannot take a maf'ul bihi. So it cannot be made passive while retaining the same meaning. Yeah. Now, if there's no maf'ul bihi in the active form, there is nothing that can be turned into a naibul fa'il in the passive version. Yeah. So like, I slept. I was slept. Doesn't make sense, doesn't it? Mariam went. Mariam was went. No, it's hanging. your muta'adi case, yes, it can take one or more maf'ul bihi. Now, when I say it can take more than one maf'ul bihi, yes, I don't mean things like I ate an apple and a banana, and a piece of cake and some rice. I don't mean like that. Okay, don't mean that you keep on adding ends. Of course, you can have millions of maf'ul bihis. Yeah, not that. Yeah. We'll see an example. This one is a simple one maf'ul bihi. Yeah, he washed the car. Because we have a maf'ul bihi, the car, then we can make it passive. The car was washed. Then in brackets by him, for example. Yeah, but in English we can do that. The car was washed by him if we want to. But why do we want to say that? Yeah, why don't we want to say that to a passive sentence? So we have something called a fi'il muta'adi, a fi'il that can take two maf'uls. So we say maf'ul line. Yeah, when it takes two. So what happens to this sort of fi'il when you have two maf'ul line? When you make it passive, what happens then? Yeah, only in this case you will have what we call one na'ibu fa'il and then a maf'ul bihi. This is the only time when a passive sentence can take a maf'ul bihi. I repeat, this is the only time when a passive sentence can take a maf'ul bihi. Yeah, because remember, the na'ibu fa'il was the original maf'ul bihi. So if that is already the na'ibu fa'il, there's no more maf'ul bihi. But when you have two, then the second maf'ul bihi of the active sentence now becomes your maf'ul bihi of the passive sentence. Okay, so we have an example from the Quran here. Ulimna muntiqat tayr. Yeah. So here na is your first maf'ul bihi. Yeah. We were taught the speech of birds. Yeah. And this is your na'ibul fa'il. But the speech of birds, which was the second maf'ul bihi of the active sentence, yeah, maybe let's say the active sentence was Allah taught us the speech of birds. Yeah, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught we here was of course Nabi Sulaiman taught the speech of us the speech of birds. So when we made it passive, it became we were taught the speech of birds and Allah is not mentioned. Yeah, so here we can have the naibu file, the done to, the people who were taught, yeah, we, and then the second maf'ul bihi of the active sentence, the speech of birds, now becomes the maf'ul bihi of the passive sentence. Yeah. Okay. Any questions here? Clear? Inshallah. You guys are hearing me, right? Sometimes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Thank
Yes,
you.
it's very clearly,
Very
mashallah.
clear, sister.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. Now let's go back to special things. Okay. There are certain forms of verbs that makes an originally intransitive verb or a lazim into a muta'addi, something that can take maf'ul bihi. Yes? So I just want to run over this again. We have, this one is actually meant more for foreigners. Yeah, if you learn this Sarf in terms of Arabic, they don't really call it two or four. They actually will call it in two ways. They either call the family in terms of the huwa madin. Yeah. So in this case, it would have been allama. Yeah, the allama family, or they call it by the masdar of that family. So this would be ta'liman. Yeah, so this is taf'ilan. So I've chosen to put the masdar to indicate what family it belongs to. Yeah. So this is family for if'alan. If'alan. Yes. So this would have been aslama, islaman. Yes. So we have here something that is lazim. Zaid rejoiced. It's a complete sentence. I don't need a maf'ul bihi. So I can't make that passive. Yeah. So in order to do that, I rewrite my verb in form 2, the taf'ilan. Yes, so we have farahtu zaidan. So voila, I made Zaid rejoice. So Zaid now is your maf'ul bihi. Yeah, it's your, so you have made it. The sentence now is muta'adi. Made is now made rejoice is because of the way you have put it into this family. The original word rejoice is now made rejoice. So that's why it can make Zaid the maf'ul bihi. Yeah,
Sister?
yeah.
Sister, the first example that Fariha Zaidun, this is from family 1, right? Samia.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is not transitive. This is intransitive.
This is intransitive, yes.
Okay. Yes. And when we took it from family 2, Allama family, then it becomes transitive.
Yes, it became transitive. Okay, all right. So if Alan here, family 4, kharaja at-talibu, the student went out. Yeah, the student went out. Kharaja is to go out. When you put it in family 4, it becomes akhrajtu at-taliba. Yeah, I sent out the student. Yeah, I sent out the student. Then it can become passive. This is one way of doing it. Yes, this is one way of doing it. So
Sir,
then,
I have a question.
mhm,
That family 1, like the six, what we call those 6 families of family 1,
mm,
are they intransitive?
not necessarily. It depends on the action.
Okay,
Yeah.
because
Mm,
both
mm,
the examples that we are seeing here are intransitive.
yes, both of these are intransitive of family one. Yes, of family one.
Family 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
necessarily. So you have to go back to the meaning as well. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So if you have daraba, for example, obviously you can have a maf'ul, right? He hit whom?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's why it's not the family that makes it transitive or intransitive in a way. Yes, in a way.
Okay. Okay.
But having said that, we have this family here. Yes, remember this?
Families.
Infialan. Yeah, so this
Yeah.
is actually form 7. Now
Always
with
intransitive.
there is no maf'ul. Yes, there is
Yes.
only no maf'ul. It cannot take a maf'ul. It's only fa'il, fi'il and fa'il. Yeah. All right. So it's something like this. Fatahtu al-baba fanfatahal babu. I opened the door, so the door opened. So there's no maf'ul here. Yeah. So the door opened. That's the feel of in Kalaba family. Yeah. I'm talking in Kalaba as in the Madin, not the Mazda. So now in Kalaba, for example, it's something that is, it's like you don't know who the doer is, but the thing is like that. Yeah, that's the tone of Inkalaba. You don't know who the doer is, but the thing, uh, the door broke, but you don't know who broke the door, but the door is broken. That sort of tone. In some intransitive, there is an implication. Like uh, the world and the heavens and the earth was created. When you say something like that, you automatically think of Allah, right? When you talk about the world and the skies, you think of Allah. But when you say something like the door was broken, we don't know, but it broke, but we don't know who did it. So this is the sort of scenario you would use a 7 with. Yeah. So this is one. So like I said, it all depends on how you use it. Always remember that this is a language. And a language evolves with the people or who speaks that language. Over time, it will change. Words that meant this in 2000, don't know what. Maybe in the year 10,000, it will mean something else. Yeah. When we study grammar, especially the grammar that we are studying the grammar that we understand it when the Quran was revealed. Okay, so some of the rules that I'm telling you here might not apply in modern Arabic. So you have to keep an open mind. Yeah, this is a living thing. But Alhamdulillah, we have frozen ours to only apply for the Arabic language as when the Quran was revealed. So these things apply. Yeah, but it might not be so. You will see things that you go, but then, I saw that day when we were learning, it was like this, like this. Why is it this one? It cannot be this way, because it might be something else. Yeah, it might have changed over time. So remember that the people and language came first. The rules came later by observation. So there will always be exceptions to rules. Yeah, mostly there will be exceptions to rules. So don't get upset when something doesn't follow the rule. Okay. Now, it is also possible to make a fi'l as lazim take a maf'ul by using a preposition. We saw this before. Yeah. And preposition in English can also mean zarf. Yeah. For us, of course, it's strictly half of jar, but it can mean zarf. Yeah. So let's say what I mean here. Namat, she slept. Yeah, she slept. Namat ala sayri. She slept ala sarir. Yeah, so she slept on the bed. So there is a maf'ul here. What did she sleep on? The bed. But of course, this maf'ul doesn't have the normal nasab status. But we know that there is, alright, this can be looked upon as a detail. Yeah, where did she sleep? She slept on the bed. So this is what you mean, but you make a lazim able to take a detail. Here, jara tiflun, jara tajri min tahtiha al-anhar. Yeah, jara actually means to run. But in the Quran, we are familiar with what I just said. Yeah, tajri min tahtiha al-anhar, meaning flowing waters. Yes, flowing waters. So whether you realize it or not, actually the jara that you see associated with the rivers that flow, yeah, beneath in Jannah, it's actually a metaphor, a majas they call it. Yeah, in how do you say? What's the balagh in balagh terms? Or it's under ilmu ma'ani. No, sorry, it's not under. It's under ilmu bayan. Sorry, yeah. Ma'ani is the one that is associated with grammar. Balagha that is associated with grammar, but ma'ani is the one that does things like majas. When you compare things, similes, yeah, these are all under bayan. Yeah. So jara is actually a metaphor. It's like you say that the engine is running. Yeah, your car engine is running. You don't literally mean, you don't see the engine having two legs running away. Yeah. So when you say something like tajri min tahtihal anhar, the rivers are running, you actually mean the water is flowing. Yeah. But here, this is literal. We're talking about a small boy, tiflun. And this tiflun is jara. He's running. And then you want to give it a maf'ul or a detail to this sentence, okay? So we then say, amamal baiti. So a small boy was running in front of the house. Yeah, so this is another way you can make something intransitive, like he is running. Yeah, that is a verb that is intransitive. Yeah, because he is running is a complete sentence, but now you're saying he is running in front of the house. Okay, so that's another way of making a lazim take on a maf'ul. Okay, remember this. I'm not sure whether I think Sister Nazma, you were here when we did this, right? 22, ayat 22, turja'un. I know Brother Hazim was, perhaps Sister Raleigh, but I'm not sure whether Sister Vinita was with us. We said turja'un. We have this word turja'un in Yasin 22. And it means, why should I not worship He who created me, and to whom you will be returned? To whom you'll be returned, yeah? Ta. So this is second person. So then we said, if you recall, turja'un can belong to both families, family 1 and family 4. See? It comes here, yurja, yurja. Yeah, so this is of course third person and this is second person. So that's why you change the ya to ta. Yeah, and then you have una, it's a plural, whereas this is singular. So it can both be, can belong to family 1, can belong to family 4. Okay, so this is a general rule. If there is no reason for the verb to become another family, the Arabs are perfectly happy with sticking to just the mujarrad meaning. Okay, you only add letters. Remember, we also learned this. We add extra letters to the verb when we want to add meaning to it normally. Yes, this also has exceptions. Sometimes the family 1 meaning is the same as the family 8 meaning. Yeah, there are cases of that as well. Yeah, there are always exceptions in things like this. Okay, so turja'un. So in this case, the reason why it's taken to be 1 is because there's no reason for it to be 4. There's no reason for it to be 4. Having said that, one of the reasons why we will use family 4, this is pertaining to the verb nazala. Remember this? Nazala? I think we went through this with Ustad Numan before. Nazala family 1 means sent down. Yeah, and then we have nazala family 2 with a shadda, and then we have anzala in family 4. So these are things, for certain verbs there is meaning, for certain verbs there is no difference. Okay, no difference really. So in here, why, one of the reasons maybe, this is a big maybe, yeah, because like I said, it's a language and Allahu A'lam, Allah knows best. Because family 4 means something immediate. That's what anzala means. The Quran came in one go to the level in the heavens that we know. Yeah, to one level in the heavens that we know. So this is something usually immediate, whereas this one takes time. So we just go back to the original mujarrad meaning. We don't have to use the 4. There's nothing additional to this. Yeah, it's not like you want to force someone to return or something. This is something that will happen. Whether you like it or not, it will happen. You will be returned to him. Yeah. So we just stick to the original mujarrad meaning. No need to use 4. And this is why this is taken to be family 1, not family 4. Okay. So now, how do we
Mashallah,
change?
sister, this is such a beautiful point.
Alhamdulillah.
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 I wasn't there when you explained it before. It's such a beautiful point, because now I feel that even the meaning embedded in that family also, like the last explanation that you gave, that it's not immediate, because family 4 also gives the meaning of once, like coming
Yeah.
something once. But turjaun is like it's not immediate process, it's going to happen. It's such a beautiful. So that's why there is no need for us to go for family
Yeah.
4.
Yes,
Oh, so
absolutely
deep.
no need.
It's so beautiful. Jazakallah khair, sister.
I mean, why you come, but then that's Allah and His book, right? Alhamdulillah. Okay. So how do we make a active, passive? Yeah, a past passive. Yes, Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah, Sister Vinita. You make me shake my heart tremble now. Subhanallah. Okay.
But
Yes.
I just unmuted myself because it's Maghrib time, and I request, if you are carrying on with this, will you please repeat it in next class, please?
This part?
It's Mag-
Okay.
it's
Oh,
Maghrib time for me.
okay. Okay.
So
Inshallah.
what do we do?
I'll record it and then you let me know which parts, yeah, which you want to.
Okay.
Okay.
I have
You'll be
another 1 minute. I have
okay.
another one
Okay,
minute.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll probably can go through the last 10 minutes, inshallah. Yeah. So this is important in a way, yes, because we need to be able to know how to change a past passive into a past active into a past passive. So the rules are this: sukuns do not change, The haraka on the last letter of the original fi'il does not change either. Yes. And the last but one letter of the original fi'il takes a kasra. Why? What am I saying all this? Maybe it's just rolling off your head. You don't really get what I mean. Every other haraka before this becomes a dhamma. Yeah, every other haraka before this becomes a dhamma. So let's look at our first word.
It's the same, right? U, E, U, A.
Yes, u, I, u, a. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So if you know this, then it's not too bad, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just going in more detail. I'm going in more detail.
Because this is how Ustad Naman taught us, right? Like it's U, E, and U, A. Yeah.
U,
Yeah.
I, that's
So now it's
it.
Azan, so I'm just leaving.
Okay. Okay, Assalamualaikum. Okay, Alhamdulillah. So here now, yes, istaghfara. So the end of any verb, we do not change. Why don't we change? Because we don't want to change the status of that verb. When you make something passive, you don't want to change the status of that verb. If it is madin, it's madin. If it is mudari majzoom, it's mudari majzoom. Mansub, mansub, yeah? Or fi'il, whatever it is, yeah? So we leave it there. We leave it there. So it's always fatha, fatha. Now, for the madin, yes, the letter before that will have a kasra. Yeah, first thing, this remains. For madin, the letter before that is kasra. Then everything else, dhamma. Yeah, so that's where you get your u, e sound. Yeah, that's where you get your u, e sound. Now, what happens if this is something for two people? So this is where the important thing for you to recognize what was your original fi'il. Yes, what was your original fi'il? So this is madin. So original fi'il here would be nasara. Yes, for huwa nasara. Okay. So now, but because it's attached to antuma, yes, what happens? We have this sukun here. We have this sukun here. That's how we always have litisalihi ta fa'il. Yeah, this ta is your ta fa'il. So you have nasara attached to your ta fa'il. Yeah, tuma here. And when you do that, what you're looking at is when you say that the last but the ending does not change. Yeah, does not change. We are actually looking at this one, the sukun. So the sukun stays. Sukun stays anyway. Yeah, the sukun stays anyway. But the significance here is, you'll see in the home version, katalu, kutilu. You need to know what is your last point of your word, right? So here is the ra, here it's the lam. How do you know this? Because you know the original was qatala, nasara. Yeah. Here it's obvious because this is not dual or plural. So this is istaghfara. This is the ending. Yeah. Ra is part of your root letter. It's one of your root letters. Just like this is one of the root letters. This is also one of the root letters. So the lam kalimah is the one that holds your last harakah. Yeah. Generally. Okay. So then after that, once you recognize that, then you know where to put your kasrah. When you know where is your last letter, then you know where to put your kasrah. And then everything else, all u. No headaches there. Okay? So know where your last part is. Then you know which is your second last part. And that second last part, you put in kasrah. The last part one means second last. Yeah? Put a kasrah, and everything else, except for the sukun, you give it a dhamma. So that's how it becomes majhul. Okay. Are you following Sister Nazma so far? All right. Here you go. Now for the passive present tense, okay, for the passive present tense, same thing. You don't want to change. So this is marfu. So marfu, we don't want to make it mansub. Yeah, we leave it as marfu. Then the first letter gets a dhamma. Yay. So whatever this is, whether it's family 2, 3, 4, which already has a dhamma anyway, if it doesn't have a dhamma, we put a dhamma. Yeah, we put a dhamma. And everything else becomes a fatha. So that's where you have your sound. Yeah. So the last part, do not change the last part, ani, because it's dual. Yeah. The first one, you make it dhamma. Everything else is a fatha. Then it becomes tunsarani. Same thing with your plural. Yes. So the ends, you do not change your unas. Yeah. And then you change your first one to dhamma. Everything else is a fatha. And your sukun stays a sukun. Yeah. So you get your ua and you have your hu. All right. So why do you want to use passive? Why do you want to use passive? Because there's no reason to mention the doer. Like I said, you already know who the doer is. Yeah. وَإِذَا خُيِّتُمْ بِتَحِيَّةٍ. So sometimes you don't have to know the doer because there is no importance to know the doer. So in this case, it's somebody, anybody greets you, then you should greet them with a better greeting. Yeah. So if somebody says salams, you say assalamu alaikum. If somebody says assalamu alaikum, you say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. If someone says assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, you say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So you're always trying to be better in terms of greeting with them. Yeah. It then doesn't matter who is greeting you. Yeah. So there's no reason to mention the fa'il because it's the action that is important, not the doer. So here we have yukfaru, yustahza'u. Yustahza'u. Okay. So this command applies regardless who is disbelieving and mocking. Yeah, there's no reason to mention the fa'il. So whoever, when you hear the verses of Allah being denied and mocked, whoever denies and mocks verses are Allah's verses. You just walk away from them. Don't sit with them. Yeah. So it doesn't matter who's speaking. But as long as you hear that, you know that things that there's disrespect towards Allah's verses, you don't listen. You go away. Yeah. Here, innal insana khulika halu'an. Sorry, halu'an. So here, the one who created mankind is well known. Yeah, because you know it's Allah who created mankind. So there's no need to mention the fire. So what are the 3 cases of no reason to mention? Because the action is more important than the doer. Here as well, action more important than the doer because you want to focus on the action, not the doer. And here, because you know who the doer is already, there is no need to mention him. Yeah, so that's 1. Okay, rhetorical benefits of using the passive parts again. Out of respect for Allah, this is a standard example of this. Yes, urida arada. Okay. Which one is passive? Which one is active?
Urida, passive.
Okay, good. Urida is passive. Yes, automatic. Here, when evil is mentioned, the passive is used. Yeah, asharun. When guidance is mentioned, rashada, the active is used, arada. Yeah, so this was from Surah Al-Jinn, and this was actually spoken by a jinn himself. Yeah, when the doer is the same, the doer Allah is the same in both cases, but when it is with a good action, Allah's name is mentioned. When it is the bad action, nothing is said. Yes. Okay. Now expanding the scope of the action so that you don't have to limit yourself to a particular person or a group of people. This applies to everyone, yeah, or anyone. So truly, those who accuse chaste, unwary, believing women, yeah, or ladies who are beriman. They didn't do anything wrong. We will, of course, this ayah came down because of Aisha radiallahu anha. Yeah, radiallahu anha was accused of zina, right? So this is something that came down because of that. One of the reasons why. So they're saying here, those who accuse believing women of doing all this, yeah, are cursed in this world and the hereafter. Doesn't say who curses these people. It's just they're cursed. Yeah, they're just cursed. So here the fire is not specified or restricted to one fire. The fire is left open and unlimited. Okay, so the one who accuses the believing woman will be cursed by somebody, anybody, or everybody. So we open that. We really open that. Yes, so that's why, another reason why we use the passive voice in this language in the Quran. Yeah, okay, alhamdulillah. So we have come to the end of our lesson today. So any questions? Any slide that you want me to go back to? Sister Ralin, are you okay? I know you're not feeling well today. Okay, so if there's no questions, Sister Nazma, anything? You're quiet too. All right. She's gone. Yes, alhamdulillah. Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, then I would just like to make an announcement. Towards the end of December, towards the end of December, we will have a break, meaning 22nd of December, and we will be back the following January, the first Friday. What's the first Friday of 2024? Because from 22nd, because I have to go somewhere on the 22nd, and I will be back only the next year. And Brother Hazim, you will not be here next week, isn't it? Alhamdulillah.
So I'll be here.
Are you sure that we have a big day? Okay, inshallah. So anyway, subhanallah wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Take care.
Jazakallah khairan katsira.
Amin. Barakallahu fikum.